And this kind of breaks down the radical, saying that this is the index, whatever number's out here, radical, sine, and radicand. I want you to mark through that. That's hard to remember. I'm going to show you a really easy way to remember these. I want you to write 3 examples. First one's going to be square root of 81, cube root of 8, and we'll do fourth root of x to the 16th. Alright, right now all these are in radical form. What we're going to do to simplify them is first put them in exponential form and then simplify. And this is how we do this. Does anybody remember what I told you the square root of 81 is the same as raising 81 to the what power? 1/2. 1/2, good. The reason these are the same, and let me write this, the 1 on top is called your power. Your 2 on bottom is called your root. And you can remember this because root goes on bottom like a tree. If you think of a tree, the root's on bottom, right, of a tree. You can draw a little tree if you want to. So think root is on bottom like a tree. And where we get our power from in this radical is the power of the number underneath. Even though we know there's no power here, this is 81 raised to the what power? The first, right? So a little imaginary 1 there. That's where the power comes from. That 1 is what this 81 is raised to. The root comes from what number is right here? Is there a number right there? No, but let's think about this. This is called what? The blank of 81. The square root. Anytime I say square, you're going to think of the number what? 2. And you should. So with radicals, if there's not a number there, it's always going to be 2. Always going to be 2 right there, okay? And that's where we get our root from for this problem. So the square root of 81 is the same thing as 81 raised to the 1/2 power. And then we can simplify from here. What is 81 raised to the 1/2 power?
9.
Or? Good, plus or minus 9. So we're just going to put these in exponential form and then simplify. Always power goes on top, root goes on bottom like a tree. So this will be 8 raised to the, what is the power? What now? 1, right? The power's 1 even though it's not there. What is our root? 3. And now we can simplify. What is 8 raised to the 1/3 power? 2. Why couldn't it be negative 2? Why couldn't we write plus or minus 2 on this one? It's a cubed, right? Do me a favor. Type in negative 2 cubed into your calculator and then type in 2 cubed into your calculator. What is negative 2 cubed? Negative 8. What is 2 cubed? 8. See the difference? We couldn't write plus or minus 2 because this is a positive 8 underneath. So why do you think we could write plus or minus 9 right here? Because
Either way, it's a positive 81.
why though?
3 is negative 9 times negative equals positive. And negative 9 times negative 9 would equal 81.
So what would be the square root of 36?
Plus or minus 6.
How do you know? I'm not looking for that. Because you're raising it to an even power, right? Anything raised to an even power is always going to be positive, whether the number is negative or positive. Like negative 2 squared would be what? Negative 2 squared is positive 4. Negative 2 cubed would be what? Negative 8. So if it's an even power, it's always going to be positive. If it's odd, you won't put plus or minus. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, last one. This will be x. What's the power? Root. So this would be x to the, what's 16 divided by 4? Good.
So whenever you have that, you would divide.
Y'all understand the power over root thing and how to identify it? Cool. Alright, let's move on to 1A. So this one, they already give us the sign out front, so we won't have to worry about plus or minus or whether or not to put it. We just carry this down, plus or minus. And now we'll write this in exponential form. Yes, if there's no number there, this is always a what? 2. Okay, so we are going to write 36 in exponential form and x to the 10th. So 36 would be 36. What's the power? 1, right? We don't see a power with the 36, so we know it's what? And what's the root? Good. And this would be x. What's the power? And what's the root? Good. And now we just simplify. 36 raised to the 1/2. Good. And x to the 10 over 2. Good job. That's it. Pretty easy. Yes? No? Okay. We'll try another one. This one, again, the sign's already out front, so we don't have to worry about putting plus or minus or anything. We just carry down that sign. And this is all raised to the 16th power. So we would write y plus 7. What's the power?
16.
Root?
2.
Good. So this would be negative y plus 7 raised to the... That's it. Any questions? Alright, I need to know. Y'all have to respond to me. Is this easy? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. I can't tell when y'all are just like, I can't tell if you're like scared or just bored because it's really easy. Alright, flip. Oh. Sorry, my bad. Alright. Now we're just going to add one little thing, one rule to it. When you find an even root of an even power, so write this example above it so that way you can remember. Say if we had the 4th root of x to the 4th. Alright, let's rewrite this in exponential form. This would be x, what's the power? Root. Good, so this would be x to the first power, right? I'm going to go ahead and write it. You don't have to. We know it's there if it's not there. But anytime you find an even root of an even power, notice how both of these are even, and it comes out to be an odd power, you're going to have to put absolute value signs around your result to ensure that the answer is non-negative. Alright, so I'm going to say that one more time. If you have an even power and an even root, and it comes out to be odd, you just put absolute value around it. That's all. Okay, so let's move to 2a right here. So nothing's changed except this little rule right here. Alright, this would be 36 raised to the what power? Good. Y raised to the?
600.
Perfect. What is 36 raised to the 1/2 power?
6.
Good. Plus or minus 6. Don't forget that. And y to the? Alright, and we need, and the absolute value bars only apply to like variables, not coefficients, not numbers. So this y right here, notice how it was an even power over an even root, and we have an odd power, so we have to put this, just this, in absolute value bars. That's all. What now? How can what be negative? If you type in if you put in a negative number to an even, an odd power, it might be negative. Alright, next one. So these are two separate terms. The 16 and the x minus 3 are together. So this is 16 raised to the what power? 1 over 4, good. And x minus 3 to the 12 over 4. Alright, so 16 to the 1/4 power is going to be what? Go ahead and type it in your calculator. What'd you get? Good, 2. So is this going to be plus or minus 2? Is it an even power, an even root right here? Yeah. So this would be plus or minus 2. And let me explain. Go ahead and type in your calculator negative 2 raised to the 4th power and 2 raised to the 4th power. Tell me what you get for each of them. Don't forget to put this in parentheses. Don't forget. What you get? 16 for both, right? So remember, anytime there's a negative or positive number, if you raise it to an even power, it's always going to be what? I'll say that again. Anytime you have a negative or positive number, you raise it to an even power, it's always going to come out positive. Good. So anytime there's an even root right here, we're going to have to put plus or minus. Alright, and this will be x minus 3 raised to what power? 3. Do I need absolute value bars? Yes, I do. Questions about that one? Anytime there's an even root right here, it's going to be plus or minus, because anything raised to an even power is going to come out positive. Alright, next one. So we're going to work these 6 together. I know it's a lot, but they go by pretty quick, and then you're going to work some on your own. Alright, so this first one, number 1, and you can mark out 7 through 10. We're not doing those. On number 1, they already give us the sign out front, the plus or minus, so we're just going to carry that over. And this will be 100 raised to what power? And y raised to the 8 over 2. What is 100 raised to the 1/2 power? Plus or minus 10. Good. Make sure you carry that down those signs. And y to the what power? Well, I need an absolute value bar? No. Caleb, tell me why. Good, because this is even. It's only if you have 2 evens and it comes out to be an odd that you need them.
How many of these are zeros?
6.
How many problems will it test in general?
I think there's 15. Yes. Yeah. We're doing number 2? Yes, Misha.
I don't know what numbers to put on the bottom. What is the root?
It's going to be whatever number's right here. And if there's not one, it's always going to be what? 2. So this one's going to be
6 and 4 and 2.
just 2. The negative's just a coefficient out front. Good question. Alright, number 2. They already have the sign for us, so we don't have to worry about that. Just bring over the negative. And this will be 49 raised to the what power? And u raised to the what power? And v raised to the what power? Perfect. Alright, like I said, we don't have to worry about the sign. We just bring this down. 49 to the 1/2 power? Good. U to the 8 over 2? And v to the 12 over 2? Do I need any absolute value bars? No, because both of these are even, these powers. That's it. Alright, number 3, I'm going to come and do it down here, because I don't have enough room up here. Do I need to go back to that one? Any questions? Okie dokie. So this would be y minus 6 raised to the what power? So that'll be, that's it. Alright, number 4. I'll go ahead and write it down here. What now? This would be 16 raised to the what power? G raised to the and H. Okay. So what is 16 raised to the 1/4? What is it? Thank you. Plus or minus. Again, why is that? Because it's an even root right here. G to the what? H to the, do I need any absolute value bars? No. Is this starting to become easier? Yes? Okay. 2 more. Let's see if y'all can get this one. Square root of negative 16 y to the 4th. So this will be negative 16 to the what? Y to the... What is negative 16 raised to the 1/2? Okay, why is it error? It's not real. What makes it imaginary? The negative underneath the square root, remember? So what is the square root of negative 16? Plus or minus what? 4. Good. Y'all remember that? Square root of negative 16. And then what would this one be? Great job. And your calculator, did anybody's calculator like tell them -4 or 4? Okay, that's because when you type this in, remember anything raised to a power that's negative, you got to put parentheses around it. So parentheses, the negative 16 in parentheses raised to the 1/2 power should give you error. And why should it give you error? Because it's imaginary. Good. Any questions about that one? Alright, last one. I'm not going to write it down because y'all can look at y'all's paper. But this will be 64 raised to the what power? And 2y plus 1 raised to the... So what is 64 raised to the 1/6 power? Perfect. Go ahead. Raised to the... Am I done? Good. I need absolute value bars because these were 2 even numbers that came out with an odd power. How do we feel about these? Do you think these are easier than square root functions? Yes? Okay. Alright, you do have homework, but I promise it's not that whole sheet. It is only the one circled up here. It's 10 problems, okay? And you're going to go ahead and work on them now. 16, 15, 19, 21, 25, 27, 29, 31, 33, 37. 10 problems. I would do these on a separate sheet. And please let me know if you need help. You can work with somebody, you can listen to music, whatever you'd like to do as long as you're working on this assignment. Let me know if you need help.